Welcome back, friends. Welcome to Crystal's Intuition. Okay, guys. I know that you guys, I put a little post up on my community tab earlier today because I've been getting a lot of emails and a lot of comments and requests to read on Micah Miller, on the case for Micah Miller. And like I said in my post, when I try to do this, when I try to connect, when I try to read for her, I'm getting repeated messages from Spirit that she's really, she's going through some healing. She's basically in counseling, so to speak, if you want to try to put it in an earthly term. As a spirit, she is right now receiving some healing and some counseling. A lot of damage happened to her when she incarnated onto this planet as a human being. She was in an extremely abusive situation, literally starting from childhood. She was 14 when this man, this pastor that she ended up marrying, started grooming her and ended up leaving his wife and 5 children to be with her. Anyways, I'm not going to go into the story. I'm sure everybody knows all the details. But I am going to say that when I very first started kind of tapping into this energy, and when everyone first started bringing it to my attention, my first idea, not intuitively, but my first just common reasoning in my head, when I read about all the reported abuse, all the stuff on records that this pastor, he's been fired, but I felt like there's no way she did this. She just filed for a divorce. She finally got away. She had plans, but I do have to say that my feelings have changed on that. And so that's about all I'm going to say on that right now. Like I said in my post on my community tab, I understand the energy that surrounds domestic violence very, very well. And I also understand the mental stuff that goes with it as well. And I understand that, when I escaped my situation, I was in counseling as a human being. I was in counseling for years and years. I was mentally unhealthy before I did that too. So it's not her fault. What happened to her is 100% not her fault. But she does, she's going through some healing right now. So if and when I'm ever permitted to go into her energies and read her story, I will. But today I am here to read on Karen Reed. So have you guys heard about Karen Reed? Karen Reed is the 44-year-old woman out of Massachusetts who is on trial right now for allegedly running over and killing her cop boyfriend. His name was John O'Keefe. This happened in January of 2022. There's a trial going on right now. And so the reason why I want to read on this, these are living energies. There's no there's no ghosts here. There's no spirits to try to contact and read off, that's not here in this one. So this one is literally reading living energies. So it's a little bit different than reading on a missed child who's in spirit, or a missing person in spirit. A little bit different. So, but I'm still able to read energies of living people just as well. Energy is energy, and it's the same whether we're alive or we're dead. It's just how we're connected within that energy that makes the difference between living and spirit energy. Okay, put a little bit of protective oil on there, not because I feel like there's anything really negative surrounding this case other than the situation itself, but no like evil or negative. I just feel when I'm reading living people's energy and I'm connecting into what I feel are kind of nefarious individuals, I just want that little added protection. And also too, putting oil, the protection oil and the anointing oil is another, and it says anointing oil on it as well. Putting that on my hands, actually, I do get a better connection with my cards. I feel like my energy is pulling the cards out that need to come out. And so there's that. Okay. So before I start reading on this, I'm going to give you some background information. Okay. So first of all, this is Officer John O'Keefe. So give my phone a minute to, there we go. So that's Officer John O'Keefe. He is the individual in spirit. This is Miss Karen Reed, beautiful woman. And here's a picture of them together. Okay. So I'm just going to read a little bit about what happened before we start reading the cards. Okay, so Karen Reed and John O'Keefe. Hold on one moment. I can tell already I'm going to need them. Gosh, it was so beautiful today. I could not stay inside my house. Okay. All right, so let's go. All right, so Karen Reed and John O'Keefe were in the company of numerous people from January 28th through the 29th of 2022, when a night of bar hopping ended with the discovery of O'Keefe's body on the lawn of a Boston police officer's home. What each of these people told investigators became even more closely scrutinized when Reed's lawyers began accusing them of participating in a plot to frame her for her boyfriend's death. Okay, so let me back up here a little bit. Now, I have the names of all the people. Okay, so this is a band of brothers. These are police officers. Police officers generally stick together anyways, but these are literally blood relatives, married to each other's sisters and cousins, and it's literally a family of brothers, a band of brothers. Okay, so knowing that, this is not just, a bunch of police officers. This is literally a family. Okay, so John O'Keefe's friends and relatives described the 46-year-old victim as a loving uncle, a loyal and generous friend, and a dedicated police officer. The Boston Globe reported, they expressed fear that the tragedy of his death has been forgotten amid the circus. Born and raised in Braintree, O'Keefe earned a master's degree in criminal justice from the University of Massachusetts. He was an auxiliary police officer in Duxbury and Falmouth before joining the Boston Police Department at 29. According to the Globe, he was assigned to stations in Hyde Park, downtown, and Dorchester, and worked on the sex offender unit during his 15-plus years with the department. O'Keefe reportedly switched to an administrative role when he became the legal guardian of his niece and nephew after his sister's death. So he was raising his niece and nephew. O'Keefe and Reed had been dating for 2 years when O'Keefe died. The couple didn't live together, but Reed spent most nights at O'Keefe's Canton home, where he lived with his niece and nephew. The teens provided first-hand accounts to investigators of the couple's allegedly deteriorating relationship, but they weren't the only ones. Okay, so here we're going to read a little bit about Karen Reed. This is the defendant. Before she became a murder suspect, Karen Reed worked in finance and at one point served as an adjunct finance instructor at Bentley University in Waltham, Massachusetts. Reed told ABC Nightline she and O'Keefe dated in their 20s and reconnected on Facebook more than a decade later. She became part of O'Keefe's family, helping care for O'Keefe's niece and nephew over time. Reed said O'Keefe became critical of her childcare decisions, straining the relationship. Reed and O'Keefe joined the Alberts, the McCabe's, and their friends at the Waterfall Bar and Grill in downtown Canton the night of January 28th, 2022. Okay, now we're going to read about what happened. A witness at the bar said Reed complained about O'Keefe's mother and the lack of private time the couple had for vacations, partly because of O'Keefe's children. Reed told investigators that she left O'Keefe at the Albert residence after fighting with him in her car over childcare. She drove back to O'Keefe's home and woke the next morning in a panic when he wasn't there. Reed used O'Keefe's niece's phone to call Jennifer McCabe and Carrie Roberts. The two women drove with her to the Albert residence at 34 Fairview Road. where they came upon O'Keefe's bruised and frozen body on the lawn. Okay, now we're going to talk about Brian Albert. This is the owner of the home where O'Keefe's body was found outside. Boston police officer and lifelong Canton resident Brian Albert said O'Keefe never entered his Fairview home on the night in question. Albert and his wife Nicole met family and friends at the Waterfall Bar Grill in downtown Canton the night of January 28, 2022. The Alberts invited everyone to their house when the bar closed around midnight. The Alberts said they did not know Reed and had only met O'Keefe a handful of times before, but they were welcome all the same. The Alberts said they learned of O'Keefe's death the next morning from Jennifer McCabe, Nicole Albert's sister. So do you hear what I'm saying there? This is the sister of the wife of the cop who worked with O'Keefe. Reed's defense claims early morning phone calls between Brian Albert and his friend Brian Higgins suggest something was amiss long before O'Keefe's body was found. Through his lawyer, Albert has denied that he was involved in O'Keefe's death or a plot to frame Reed. Nicole Albert, wife of Brian Albert, said she arrived at the Waterfall Bar and Grill around 7:30 p.m. for dinner with family. Her husband Brian arrived around 10 p.m. Albert said she had never met Reed before the night in question and had only knew O'Keefe as the uncle of her niece's friend. Albert said that she did not know that her sister Jennifer McCabe invited Reed and O'Keefe to her house, but they never showed up. Everyone left the Albert home around 1 a.m. Albert said everyone left the home around 1 a.m. This man was laying in their front yard. Albert said she learned of O'Keefe's death the next morning when her sister came into her bedroom and informed her and her husband. The defense claims cell phone data suggests McCabe called her sister within minutes of discovering O'Keefe's body and calling 911. Kevin Albert, brother of Brian Albert, Canton police officer, one of Brian Albert's 6 siblings, according to Reed's defense, he tried to act as an intermediary for his brother and his brother's friend, Brian Higgins, after federal grand jury subpoenas went out. Kevin called Higgins after Higgins stopped returning Brian's calls and texts. There's only one way to interpret that. Brian Albert was concerned Brian Higgins had flipped on him. Reed's lawyer, David Yanati said in a hearing, Kevin Albert's lawyer described him as a respectful 19.5-year veteran of the Canton Police Department. Any insinuation that he participated in a conspiracy is untrue. This is Kevin Albert's lawyer saying this. Jennifer McCabe, sister-in-law of Brian Albert, wife of Matthew McCabe. Jennifer McCabe said she knew John O'Keefe through her daughter, who was a friend of O'Keefe's niece. McCabe came to know Reed through O'Keefe. Oh my gosh, I'm going to have to turn my do not disturb on. I'm so sorry. Where is it? Here we go. All right. I'm so sorry about that. I should have done that before. Okay, let me start again. Jennifer McCabe says she knew John O'Keefe through her daughter, who was a friend of O'Keefe's niece. That's what I was thinking. Okay, McCabe came to know Reed through O'Keefe. McCabe and her husband, Matthew, said they arrived at the Waterfall Bar and Grill around 9 p.m. after attending a high school basketball game. The McCabes were among those who went from the bar to the after party. Jennifer McCabe invited O'Keefe and Reed to the after party, texting O'Keefe the address where to park. McCabe and her husband said they saw Reed's car arrive at the Albert residence, then leave. She said she did not see Reed or O'Keefe exit the car or enter the house. McCabe said she and her husband left the Albert residence around 1:30 a.m. and gave rides home to 2 friends of Brian Albert Jr. Reed's defense claims an analysis of McCabe's cell phone suggests she left closer to 1:47 a.m. and passed O'Keefe's home on her way home. Around 4:53 a.m., Reed called McCabe from O'Keefe's niece's phone looking for O'Keefe. Reed and McCabe drove with Reed's friend. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I think that the reason why she tried to call from the niece's phone is because they had been arguing before she left. And I think she felt like she had a better chance of him answering the phone if she used his niece's phone. And that's just me intuitively speaking on that. Okay, so Reed and McCabe drove with Reed's friend Carrie Roberts to the Albert home. They arrived around 6 a.m. to find O'Keefe's body in the snow. After discovering the body, McCabe said she and Reed prayed the Our Father together inside Reed's car. McCabe said Reed asked her to Google something to the effect of, "How long do you have to be left outside to die from hypothermia?" Reed's defense lawyer, however, claims McCabe's cell phone data suggests the search occurred around 2:27 a.m. Okay? They found him at 6 a.m. Reed's defense claims McCabe tried to delete the Google search along with calls and texts with Brian Albert that may point to a cover-up. The timing of the Google search is a key point of contention in the case. The Commonwealth claims Reed's cell phone expert the Commonwealth is claiming that Reed's cell phone expert misinterpreted the data. Okay, that's just a photo. Okay, one of Brian Albert's 6 siblings, Chris Albert and wife Julie Albert, had made conflicting statements about whether they attended the after party. There's just a lot of this in here. A lot of conflicting statements, a lot of conflicting time frames being given. There's one in here I've got. Okay, let me finish real quickly. Okay, so Reed's defense claims Chris and Julie Albert were part of a meeting at the Fairview Road residence where the cover-up began the morning O'Keefe's body was found. Reed's defense portrays Chris as a direct link to lead investigator Michael Proctor's family. Chris and his wife Julie were at the Waterfall Bar and Grill. He told investigators that they followed Brian Albert to his home, but it's not clear if they went inside. He told a grand jury they went home without attending the after party. Why would they follow someone to their house and then not go in? That's weird. Reed's defense says Facebook photos depicting the Alberts and relatives of Proctor are evidence of close personal ties between Proctor and the Alberts. Defense filings include images described as photos from Proctor's sister's Facebook profile. One dated July 15th shows Chris Albert and his son Colin with a group of adults and children identified as Proctor's mother and his sister. So the thing they're trying to say here is that all these people are connected through more than just a job, through just a police station. They're connected. They're all connected to each other and friends with each other. They were all friends, but Karen Reed and John O'Keefe were not. They were the outsiders, okay? Prosecutors say the couple have suffered threats and harassment because of the defense claims. Chris Albert owns a pizza shop that has been the target of demonstrations and bogus orders. Okay, Julie Albert, sister-in-law of Brian Albert, wife of Chris Albert, mother of Colin Albert. These are all people that are involved in this. Reed's defense portrays Julie Albert as a key link between the Alberts and the family of lead investigator Michael Proctor. The lead investigator is good friends with the people whose home where this happened. Julie attended the wedding of Proctor's sister and has cared for her children. Like her husband, Julie was at the Waterfall Bar and Grill on January 28th. She said she followed her brother-in-law to his home, but it's not clear whether she entered the house. She later told a grand jury she went home from the bar and did not attend the after party. Julie told the grand jury she first learned of O'Keefe's death when she went to the Albert home the next morning to drop off a birthday cake for her nephew, Brian Albert Jr. She told investigators she had learned about his death after missing a call around 5 a.m. from Jennifer McCabe. In a pretrial hearing, Reed's lawyer Alan Jackson said federal investigators learned that 2 days after O'Keefe's death, Trooper Proctor's sister sent him a text concerning Julie Albert. Just saw Julie, and Julie said, when all of this is over, she wants to give you, Michael Proctor, a thank you gift. Jackson said, summarizing the purported text. A gift when it's all over. In another purported text with family members 10 days before O'Keefe's death, Jackson said Trooper Proctor discussed the specifics of having Julie babysit his toddler child. Proctor Adam Lowley acknowledged the relationship between Proctor's sister and Julie Albert and offered an explanation. Julie Albert has provided child care in a pinch on several occasions for Trooper Proctor's sister, Lowley said. Prosecutors say Julie has also endured threats and harassment because of the defense claims. Okay, I would like to go. Okay, Brian Higgins, a close friend of Brian Albert with a romantic connection to Reed. This is kind of important. Okay, Higgins is an agent with Federal Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms who has an office in the Canton Police Department. Higgins was at the Waterfall Bar and in the Albert home for the after party the night in question. 2 weeks before O'Keefe's death, Higgins said Reed unexpectedly kissed him on the lips while Higgins was at O'Keefe's house to watch a football game. Higgins said Reed began exchanging texts expressing a mutual liking for each other, with Reed inviting Higgins over to her house at least once. It's not clear if Higgins interacted with Reed when the two were both at the Waterfall Bar and Grill. Reed's defense said Higgins initially told investigators he did not speak to anyone the morning after he left the party, but the federal probe of the Reed's case suggests otherwise. This is what I was waiting to read. Okay. Brian Albert called Higgins around 2 a.m. Now remember, everybody supposedly left at 1 a.m. and they didn't find him till 6 a.m. Okay. Brian Albert called Higgins around 2 a.m. Now, some people are saying they left at 1:47. So 2 a.m. would be 12 minutes later, whatever. Okay, 13 minutes later, whatever. Brian Albert called Higgins around 2 a.m. and Higgins called him back, but the two did not speak. Both men said the calls were butt dials that they placed from their respective beds. Higgins said he also ignored a call from former Canton Police Chief Kenneth Berkowitz that morning and later found out about O'Keefe's death from Albert. So what they're saying is that at 2-something in the morning, they both butt dialed each other but didn't have a conversation from their respective beds. So you're telling me that one police officer butt dialed another police officer who then returned and butt dialed him directly back. That's what's being said at 2:27 a.m. and this is after having been out in a night of drinking. So they weren't sleeping in the bed. I mean, they didn't. I don't know. Anyways, let's do this, you guys. This woman is being accused of second-degree, and I'm telling you right now, she didn't do it. Okay, she didn't do this. This is complete setup. Is exactly what it is. It's a setup. All right. Calling in my guides and protectors, angels and ancestors of the love and light only, asking for a strong, clear connection to the God energy. And then I'm asking for a veil of protection to be placed around me and my family, my platform, my subscribers, anyone watching or interacting with these videos. We are divinely protected within the God energy. We're safe. And so it is. Okay. I know this woman is not guilty. Here's the thing. She did back her car up. There is some video footage, and I'll try to get it and put it on here. There is some video footage of her from I don't know if it was a Ring doorbell camera, which I think it was a Ring camera, but there's some video footage of her backing her car up, turning it, and bumping into another car in exactly the same spot where she has a broken head, or not, it's not even broken. The tail light on her vehicle was not broken. It was just cracked. But his body was obliterated. I'm sorry, I have to say it that way. Severe, severe injuries. Okay, there's also some kind of a rumor going around that there's a possibility that there was a dog included in this. A vicious dog either was sicked on him purposely, was told to attack him purposely, or did it not purposely. I don't know, but there's pictures of horrible like bite wounds all over his arm, Mr. O'Keefe. And for some weird reason, the dog that they owned at the time that this happened was taken out of the home and kenneled, and then shortly after that, the dog was rehomed. But it wasn't just rehomed somewhere else in Massachusetts or somewhere else in the United States. It was sent out of the country. And all of the records of this dog being connected to the Alberts were literally impossible. They were like pulling teeth to get these records from the veterinarian office or any kind of records on this dog. They had to fight hard, and I don't even know if they actually have them all yet. But that's just a really weird thing that's in this. Just to me, that's just very weird. Why would they send it out of the country? And it does very much look like dog bites, dog teeth. So okay, guys, we're gonna start out by checking out the vibe, and we'll use the vibe, and we'll go ahead and look at the situations as well. We're gonna start with the vibe, and I'm just asking for a basic vibrational energetic take on the entire case surrounding Karen Reed and John O'Keefe. Just would like the basic energies. I saw one flip over. There we go. Okay. Oop. All right. I'm only going to take the ones that flip over face up today. So finish going through this. Okay, that one landed face up. This one didn't, and this one didn't. Okay, we'll stop there with those ones. And I'm going to go ahead and pull from the situations before we go ahead and look at those, okay? Okay. Officer John O'Keefe. Oh my gosh, you guys would not, oh my gosh, I cannot wait to tell you what's coming out. They're landing upright, all of them, from this deck, from the situations. I am so connected to this deck. So connected. I've never been connected to a deck like I am this one. Unbelievable. Okay, we're going to stop there. Whoa. All right. Dang, that was crazy. Okay, let's start with what we got for the vibe. Starting with waves, emotions, worry, and fear. That's kind of a given. Cutting ties, freedom, standing up, and awaken. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, that's weird. That cutting tie, this energetically, my energy wants to take me to the Alberts, to the house where it happened. Okay. Puzzled. Confused, perplexed, and conflicted. And I feel like that was Karen Reed's energy the morning when he was discovered. How did this happen? What is going on? And I think that she was highly suggestive in that moment. I think she was still very intoxicated. And I feel like the people that were surrounding her in the moment, everyone knew what was going on but her. So she was very easy to, she was open to suggestion. So people were planting things in her mind while she was in this state, and then basically I don't know how they did it, but they were finding ways to convince her within that state that there was a possibility that she did this. So they were saying like for example, I'm not saying this is exactly what they said, but for example, it was like, oh my gosh, did you hit him? Did you hit him? Oh my gosh. And then together the other two girls, did she hit him? Did she hit him? So that's what I mean by suggesting something or planting something in someone's mind. So later on, when she was heard speaking out loud to herself in a state of panic, when he had been discovered and the paramedics were there, the paramedics overheard her saying, did I hit him? Did I hit him? Did I hit him? Right? She was repeating what had been planted already. I feel like she was in a state where she was highly suggestible. I don't even know if that's a word, but it was easy to plant things in her energy in the moment and kind of manipulate the situation, I do believe. Okay, then we've got lust. It says greed, by any means necessary, and inconsiderate. And we got blocked. Move on, nothing to say, and stop calling. Suffering in silence, unspoken desires, real feelings, and broken dreams. And apology. Arrogant, rash actions, and insincere. Ooh. Wow. Okay, now let's check out the ones that flew out of the Situations Oracle. I can't wait to show these to you guys. Holy cow. First one that came out, retaliation, punish, payback, and revenge. Obsession, must have, and indulgence. This always makes me think about drugs and alcohol or people who have addictions. Legal, court, paperwork, and filed. Yeah, that's an energy surrounding this. Denial, not facing the truth, irrational reasoning. That's definitely an energy surrounding this. Poison, toxic, unhealthy people and behaviors. definitely an energy around this. Then we got access granted. This is social media, fake profile, and hiding. Okay. Well, obviously, Karen Reed's not hiding. She's not hiding. Everything she did from the minute she left the bar until the minute she went to court is completely out there for everyone to see. So who's hiding? Right? Anxiety. Scared and panic. Absolutely. I feel this was Officer O'Keefe when he entered that residence. Something came out of nowhere. Okay? So like he wasn't expecting what happened and it came out of nowhere. Okay. Then the next one is plugged, tuned in, internet, and connected. Double whammy. There's some kind of evidence or, yeah, there's some kind of internet or digital evidence is what I'm feeling that with that. And then we've got commitment, long-term relationship. They were only together for 2 years, so that's not a long-term relationship. I mean, a commitment could be much different. It can be many different things. A commitment could be a marriage, but it could be a commitment to a plan or to an agreement or to a, to a group. Okay, the last one. Drastic, extreme, harsh, and cut off. And it is a vehicle. Okay. Wow. That's a lot. All right, well, I do have questions. So let's go forward. Let me put these ones away and get these out of my way real quickly. And let's see. I think I'm going to start with the Lightworkers Tarot. Right? Lightworkers Tarot? Yes. Okay. All right. Let's see what we can see. Okay. Asking about... Okay, I'm not going to ask about the first energy we pulled, which is waves, emotions coming and going. That's kind of a given, right? But I do want to ask about the cutting ties. Okay? This one says freedom, standing up, and awaken. So, what is the cutting ties? What more can we know about this cutting ties here? What is the cutting ties? Okay, hold on 1 second here. I'm just feeling old energy stuck in there, so let me get that out. Okay, now, what does the cutting ties mean? What is this? Okay, we got the Page of Coins. This is a young energy. It says recognized opportunity. So, the Page of Coins would be a young energy. This would be teenager. It would be teenager energy. So with the cutting ties, the freedom, the standing up, the awaken, I feel like the cutting of ties is Karen and the children. And I do feel like this is something that hurts her. She did get close to those children for 2 years, and he depended on her a lot for childcare. So she had him a lot. And the way she mothered them, so to speak, or adulted them, he didn't always agree with. But he kept her around, so it couldn't have been that bad, right? Anyways, I do feel like that's what that is, and I will ask for a clarifier on that. We'll use this deck for a clarifier. So this is the Wildlands Tarot. Pretty cool little deck. It's meant to look like Polaroid pictures. Pretty cool little deck. All right. When I'm done with this reading, I got to tell you guys about what I did last night because it was amazing. Okay. Asking for a clarifier. Now, is the Page of Coins just basically pointing out that there's no more relationship between her and those children? That she's The relationship between her and Mr. O'Keefe's children has been ended. And we've got the Hanged Man. So this is taking yourself away. This is removing yourself from a situation, looking at things from a different perspective, seeing things in a different way, in a different light, but definitely removing yourself from a situation and just being back away. So that is a clarifier for me, that's what that's pointing out to. That, the children who were once very present in her life, there's been a cutting of ties. Okay, the next one, puzzled. It says confused, perplexed, and conflicted. Okay, what, please tell me more. Oops, picked up 2. The Magician. The Magician? This is manifestation. This is creating something. This is taking nothing, or taking something you don't want and turning it into something else, or creating something out of nothing. Manifesting. This can be manipulation. This can be creating. Holy cow. Confused, perplexed, conflicted, puzzled. Yeah, because there's a huge bogus story being concocted. Wow, can I get a clarifier on that one? The Magician, is this the story being created? Is that what's causing confusion? Is the setup? Thank you, I just heard setup. Thank you, Spirit. Setup. Okay, is the setup the Magician? Is that what the Magician card is telling us here? That, ooh, we got 2. Okay, I'll read them together. The High Priestess. This is about secrets. The High Priestess is secrets, mysteries. Oh my gosh, we got the High Priestess. This is secrets. Magician. What? And then the 5 of Wands. This is fighting. This is an attack. This is an attack. The secret about the attack, the story, that's what's causing confusion. What? Wow. Holy cow. Okay, the next one is denial. I've got goosebumps on that. That is saying that the confusion that's being caused is from the story that's being concocted that is built on secrets and mystery. Unbelievable. The next one is denial. Not facing truths and irrational reasoning. Can't wait to see what we're going to hear about that. Okay, what is the denial? Not facing truth. Okay, I'm being told I need to switch decks here. Let me see. We'll do this one. Yeah, we'll do this one. This is the Grunge Tarot. It's a little bit of a bigger deck. All right. So we've got denial here. Not facing truth, irrational. What's funny to me is that it says not facing truth, irrational irrational reasoning. And it looks like police officer sunglasses to me. You know how police officers wear sunglasses that look like that? That's what that reminds me of. So denial, not facing the truth, and irrational reasoning. What does this mean? What is this? Who is this referring to, and what does this mean? You are shitting me. The Moon? Secrets. Secrets. The secrets are what is being denied. Dang. What? Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Okay, there's another validation for me. Okay, the next one. Boom. Retaliation. Words on the card. Punish, payback, and revenge. I do absolutely feel the energy of revenge of some sort. it as a motivating factor for this. Some kind of a revenge, or some kind of somebody felt disrespected or undermined, more undermined. Somebody felt very undermined, and they were humiliated at the same time. These are and this caused some bitter resentment. Okay, so now we've got, and I'm feeling like this happened within this band of police officer brothers. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and use this one first. Retaliation. I'm gonna go ahead and take these back into my hand. Okay, retaliation. Punish, payback, and revenge. What is this? Everything we can know about retaliation. Please tell me everything I can know about this card, retaliation, please. There's one. Oh, you're shooting me! The devil? What else? What else? What else? What else? Punishment? Payback? Revenge? The devil, for me, a lot of times, oh my God. The world. The world is a completion. The world is an ending. It can be travel, but yeah, the world is a completion. So retaliation was the devil bringing a completion. Well, I'm not going to look at Karen Reed and say she's the devil. Her energy doesn't feel that way. Her energy feels, she is a bit narcissistic. I will say that. In her energy, she does feel very in love with herself. But she doesn't feel guilty for this, what she's being accused of. Okay, what more can we know about this retaliation devil card? I just want one more. The King of Cups. So, the King of Cups is somebody who is very emotional. He acts off his emotions. So, it's emotions before ethics. Okay? So, this is someone who acts off of his emotions. Connected to the retaliation, the devil bringing an ending. The individual is a male energy, an older male energy that may be a bit hot-headed and have a pretty high opinion of himself. But definitely somebody who is driven by their emotions. All right, let's move to the next one here. The next one is lust. Greed by any means necessary and inconsiderate. Now, I'm going to tell you, I haven't read this anywhere. I haven't seen this anywhere. I've not heard this anywhere. And I really haven't even come to this conclusion until right this moment. But this person that showed up and said that she tried kissing him at Mr. O'Keefe's home and all of that, I don't believe that actually happened. I really don't. I don't think that she would have given this man the time of day. I've never seen a picture of him. I don't know who he is or what he looks like, but in the energies, what it feels like is, are you freaking kidding yourself? That accusation in the energies being directed at Karen, the return energy I get is, you wish. That kind of energy. The girl, Karen, she likes herself a whole lot, okay? A little bit too much to be trying to kiss that guy. I don't even know what he looks like. I don't know anything about him, who he is, any of it. I know that he's somehow involved in this. But I don't believe that accusation. I don't believe that. So for the lust, is that what's being pointed out here? That there is an allegation that she was trying to cheat on Mr. O'Keefe with one of the other police officers. And we got the Hierophant. The Hierophant is a teacher. The Hierophant is someone who, he can be an instructor. I'm hearing the word instructor in my head. So like maybe someone who trains an individual, maybe teaches some kind of a class, maybe is like a lead investigator or a lead person that has people underneath of him that learn. This is what's being pointed out as far as the lust goes. So what more can we know about the lust? So this Hierophant, I don't know who that fits, but that's who the Hierophant is. Then we've got the Fool. Now the Fool is somebody who takes fearless action, doesn't think about consequences, sets out on a journey with no real plan, just kind of goes with the flow, rolls with the punches, doesn't think about any kind of consequences, like I said, or what his actions are how they're going to affect the world or anyone. For me right now, the Fool coming in is pointing out just the foolish nature of this allegation that was made of some kind of cheating. For me, what I'm feeling like with the Hierophant, whoever this person is that made the allegation of she tried to kiss me or whatever, whoever it was that made this allegation, they have some kind of an instructional type job. Like they're an instructor of some sort or something like that. And they also have that air of authority about them where they kind of feel a little bit above the law, or like that they've got friends in high places. And so because of that, they don't really think about the consequences of their actions. So I think there's a possibility that insinuation, well, I think there's a huge possibility that the insinuation of a kiss that tried to take place is a bald-faced lie. Totally made up, like most of everything else that's being said here. Okay, and that's in my opinion. All right, so the next one we got is blocked, moving on, nothing to say, and stop calling. Interesting. I almost feel like, okay, this is what I feel like. I feel like he came on to her. And she's like, no. Okay. That's almost what I feel like. I almost feel like it was him trying to flirt around and see if he could get a reaction out of her, which he did not get. She may have been friendly because he's a co-worker for her boyfriend, or somebody who is affiliated with her boyfriend in some way, shape, or form. She may have been friendly. But I do not feel like she made a proposal. I actually feel like it's the other way around. I really do. And I do feel like she was like, no. So we'll just go with that one, but let me get a clarifier. So was this story reversed of her trying to kiss someone? Was this story reversed? I feel like it was. Was this story reversed? I may have to just, and there it is. Okay, we got, holy crap. Okay, there's something that needs to be said here. Oh my God, you guys, I got the Fool again. That's the second time. So now we've gotten the Fool twice. That is acting without thinking. That is fearless action. Okay, so we got the Fool again. Then we got the Two of Coins. The Two of Coins is a decision to be made. Is two options: to cheat or not to cheat. It's a decision. It's a crossroads. It is a decision to be made that needs to be made. Okay. Then we got the Queen of Wands. That would be her. Okay. And we got, oh my gosh, let me stick my glasses on. It's starting to get dark in here, but if I turn the light on around behind me, it'll wash me out and you can't see me. Ha, we got the Hermit. The Hermit, pulling yourself away from a situation. What did I say? I definitely feel like that was, the tables were turned in that. That allegation is backwards. Okay. All right. So let's go forward with obsession. This coming on the tail of that makes me wonder. Obsession, must have, and indulgence. What is the obsession? The Star. The Star. The obsession, the Star. So, okay. The Star is someone who puts themselves in the spotlight. The Star is someone who puts themselves on a stage. So if you're going to come to a courthouse and you're going to present a court proceeding with information, with a story where you're accusing somebody of something, you're putting yourself in the light. So, obsession much? Okay. Was this individual obsessed with her? We got the fool again. That's a big, big, big yes, you guys. So this individual who accused her of trying to kiss him, I think he tried to come on to her and he got blocked. I'm like 99.8% positive of that, okay? Now we've got suffering in silence, unspoken desires, real feelings, and broken dreams. Oh, gosh. This is Karen's energy. Not only is she being accused of something she didn't do and being set up by the police, but she has never really been given an opportunity to grieve the loss of this man that she loved very much. Unspoken desires, real feelings, and broken dreams. What more do we know about this card? What more can we know about this card? Unspoken desires, real feelings. We've got 9 of Wands, withstanding adversity. 9 of Wands is a lot of burdens and stress and anxiety and keeping and maintaining boundaries because of the stress and anxiety. So I'm feeling like the stress and anxiety that comes off of the suffering and silence is because there are boundaries being kept. There's some kind of boundaries, some defense mechanism. Oh, self-defense. Duh. I'm sorry. We got the 4 of Coins. The words on this one are holding tight. And with 4 of Coins, it's basically, in this situation, a need to secure long-term security. So for here, the 4 of Coins can be about greed. It can be about being like a penny pincher. It can be about packing away money and just, squirreling away money your whole life. It can be about building a retirement. But it is about trying to ensure your long-term security. Okay? Coming off of boundaries. So the suffering and silence, the unspoken desires, the real feelings, the broken dreams. This is Karen. This is Karen's energy. She's got all these burdens, and then the self-defense, maybe she's struggling to pay. But I feel like what's being said here is that the energy is that is, unspoken desires, real feelings, broken dreams, that energy, and it is bringing this need for a self-defense because she's getting accused of something, and so that's what the self-defense is here for, is to secure her future. Okay, so let's go on to plugged. We got two very similar. So with plugged and access granted, social media, fake profiling, and hiding. And then we've got tuned in, internet, and connected. To me, this is a very similar energy to each other. So we'll put those together and we'll ask, what is the internet connection? What is the internet connection? Oops, okay, that's the wrong deck. I'm gonna pull from the Gold Tarot. I'm seeing a front door. I'm walking through a front door. When I walk in this front door, there's a landing. Now you can either go down the stairs or up the stairs. Okay, the landing, you can either go, and there's a rail on the wall going down with golden hardware holding it to the wall. There's a stairs that goes down, and it's dark down in there. I don't know what's down there, but there's stairs that go up too, and I feel like that's the main part of the house. Okay, that's what I'm seeing. Okay, I'm not sure what that was for. Spirit, let me know why I saw that. What is the plugged access granted? What is this? Whoa. The star. The house. Access granted. The home. They invited everybody over. For some reason, that's being pointed out. The access that was granted the people that were there. The people who were given access is what's being pointed out. The people who are in the spotlight. Okay, what do we need to know about these people? What's being pointed out here about these people in the spotlight? The Chariot. The Chariot is a vehicle. Okay. What do we need to know about the Chariot? The Page of Pentacles. Didn't we start out with a page? A younger energy? Yeah. So the Page of Pentacles would be like a teenager. A younger, it could be early 20s, but a younger energy being pointed out in the Chariot. I'm not real sure what that all means, guys. So let me go into a different tarot and see if I can get it. Okay, can I get a clarifier on this, please? A clarifier. What is the Page of Pentacles? Can I get a clarifier? Okay, let me start over here. Okay. Why am I being shown the Page of Pentacles? Betrayal. Brutal betrayal. Absolute heartbreak. Okay, who betrayed who? Queen of Swords has been betrayed. The Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords has been betrayed. Now, the Queen of Swords is very self-sufficient. She can take care of herself. She doesn't need a man. She's the one who does the guy jobs. Like, she can build a house. Whatever she's the one who tells men, whatever you can do, I can do better. And she very, very much reminds me of Karen's energy. So that's who was betrayed, was Karen. By a younger woman. A younger female. So, having to do with somehow either the internet, that's exactly what's being pointed out. Okay, okay, thank you, Spirit. Thank you. What's being pointed out here is a betrayal that took place within the car. When this person, this younger energy, is saying, she asked me to Google how long someone can be in the cold before they die. Okay, when that was said, that was a lie. Karen did not ask her to Google that. That was Googled at 2-something in the morning. Karen didn't show up and find John until 6 o'clock in the morning. So that's betrayal of a younger energy who's saying, oh, she told me to. So what it is it's a lie. It's a betrayal. It's a lie. She didn't ask her to Google anything at 2:27 in the morning about how long someone's body can be out in the cold. Why would she Google how long someone's body would be out in the cold? Why? When you have just found someone and you can see what condition they're in front of your face, why would you Google it? Doesn't make any sense to me. Unless you Google it because you need to know how long it takes before someone dies in the cold. Why would you need to know that? Interesting. Okay, let's move forward. We got apology. On the card it says arrogant, rash actions, and insincere. What more can we know about this apology here? What more can we know about this apology? Okay, I'm going to put those back. I just want one card at a time. Okay, I think I've got the wrong deck. Let me set this over here. And nope. I'm going to go with the Sacred Kingdoms, or the Tarot of the Sacred Kingdoms, I think is what it's called. Tarot of the Sacred Kingdoms. Okay. It's just a really beautiful deck. Okay. What is the apology about? What is the apology about here? Apology? You're fucking with me. The spirits are fucking with me. I got the Fool again. The Fool! And then I got the World, which is an ending, a completion. And on this card, the World, there is a woman that is down in a hole by herself. Wow. The Fool again. Okay, apology. Arrogant, rash actions, and insufficient. I feel like that absolutely has to do. Yes, okay. There was an interaction that took place. Okay. So what I'm seeing is this thing that's put on your arm, like a padded sleeve, to like a big padded sleeve being put on and strapped on, and then I'm seeing a dog coming and biting at it. Like the guy's like, it's like a training. It's a training. The dog's being trained. Okay. Why am I seeing that? Okay, why am I seeing the dog being trained? Ace of Swords, that's a new idea, a new job, a new possibility. It could be a new conflict, a new fight. A fight. It's a fight. It's a fight, okay? The Ace of Swords is a conflict. It's a fight. It's a new conflict. And then we got the Hanged Man. This is someone being taken out. Did the dog have something to do with him being taken out? Two of Pentacles. That's a choice that was made. That is a choice that needs to be made. Being faced with a choice. But it also can be two energies. Two of Pentacles can be duplicity. It can be partnership. It can also be weighing options. I'm hearing weighing options. I don't always take Two of Pentacles as that, but that's being pointed out to me right here. There were some kind of options that were being weighed out here. Okay, let's move on. I could get stuck on that forever. The legal, that's just the court proceeding that's going on. The anxiety, the scared, the panic, that's the energy that happened the night that it happened. And we've got drastic, extreme, harsh, and cut off. That's what I feel what that is what happened to Mr. O'Keefe. Okay, so I'm going to ask, let me set that back. Nope, I'm going to go into the Gold Tarot again. Okay. The drastic, the extreme, the harsh, the cutoff. What is this? What is the drastic? Is that just the way in which he passed away? What is the drastic? Two of Cups. This is a partnership. Extreme, harsh, and cutoff. This partnership was ended in such an extreme, harsh way. This partnership was cut off. It wasn't by choice. And the next card is Poison, Unhealthy Behaviors, and People. And it says toxic. Who is this referring to? Because It's not literally poison. I'm not feeling the energy of literally poison. I'm feeling the energy of toxic individuals, a group of them. Okay, am I correct on that? This is the individuals that were at that house. Is that the toxic, unhealthy behaviors in people? And we've got the high priestess. This is secrets, mystery, doing things not on the up and up. Wow. Wow. Okay, that's the last energy I pulled. So I'm going to ask for an ending message with these ones right here. Okay, so let's use Poppy Palin's cards here. This is the Everyday Enchantment Tarot. These are huge cards, so I cannot shuffle them in the same way. Oh, I guess I lied. No, that's too many. That's too many. I just want one ending message, please. One ending message. Yes, these are very hard to shuffle. So let's go like this. Okay. The Chariot. Again. It's the vehicle. Okay. The Lovers. You are shitting me. This is creepy. The King of Cups, which was, we pulled the King of Cups in here. But look, he has custody. He had custody of his niece and his nephew. Okay. There's that Page of Cups. This is a young individual who works within the community. Oftentimes they do volunteer work. Interesting. Okay. Why is the Page of Cups being pointed out to me again? Who is the Page of Cups and why is the Page of Cups being pointed out? There is a chance. Okay, what I'm seeing is this. I'm seeing niece energy, niece's friend's energy. Remember, her daughter was friends with his niece. There was some kind of a conflict between the niece and Karen. Something happened. I'm not sure what it was. Something happened. There was some kind of a mixing, chaotic, a mixing of the energies. Butting heads or something like that, okay? This girl, she went to her friend whose parents were cops that worked with her dad. She said, "We don't want this woman in our dad's life anymore. Help us make her be gone. Help us get her gone." And I feel like it was a collaborative effort. I don't know why Mr. O'Keefe, I honestly feel like what happened to him may have been some kind of a retaliation. It does feel like that. It feels like it may have been some kind of a retaliation of some sort. Like he undermined somebody at some point in public or in front of someone. It made someone feel very embarrassed or disrespected, and so there was like a resentment held. And I kind of feel like that mixed with this younger energy who may have possibly wait a minute. Okay, she used the niece's phone to call. Okay. So there's a couple possible scenarios in my mind. I actually think there was like two things happening at the same time. It's not just one thing. It's not just, oh, they framed her and they killed him and that's the way it is. And now they're trying to, she's trying to prove herself. I feel like there was that. And there's also something else happening in the energies between the kids, the daughter and the niece. So something else happening there. And it tied into, okay, well, we've got to get rid of this guy, or this guy wronged me, I want this guy gone, or something. I got to get revenge, but let's blame her for it. Let's make it her. That way, they kill two birds with one stone. So maybe they didn't expect him to actually pass. But I do feel like there was an attack that took place. I was doing a reading on this yesterday, and during the reading I started hearing what sounded like growling, dog growling, which I thought it was my dog. So I'm looking around for my dog, and he's sleeping on the couch. So the dog may be involved in this in some way, shape, or form. Let me ask. I'm going to ask out of this one. Is the dog that they rehomed outside of the country involved in any way, shape, or form? And I got an Ace of Wands. This is a yes. In what way? The Hierophant is a teacher. A trainer? A dog trainer? We got Four of Cups. Now, Four of Cups is that feeling unfulfilled, unhappy, just not feeling. What's the word I'm looking for? Just not feeling satisfied about something. Not feeling satisfied, not feeling happy, not feeling straight, not feeling good about something. Feeling like, like you could have done it better, could have done it different, or it just doesn't even matter, like apathy, unfulfilled, feeling like unfulfilled. So, yes, there was something with the dog and the trainer. And then it's being connected with the energy of somebody who felt unfulfilled. Oh, Four of Cups can also be a surprise. Something coming out of nowhere, a surprise. The dog was involved, yes. It came out of nowhere. That's what that's telling me. Can I confirm this, please? Can I validate this? Is that what I'm being told here? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Is that what I'm being told, that the dog is involved and it just kind of came out of nowhere? It does feel like what happened to him came out of nowhere. We got the Nine of Ankhs. The Ankhs is sword or wands in this. Is it? No. No. The Ankhs are the cups. So this would be wishes come true. This would be wishes fulfilled and wishes come true. The dog coming in out of nowhere as part of this, doing something that made it to have to be rehomed out of the country, brought someone's wishes true. Wowzers. Holy moly. Okay, look, I'm going to ask out of this little deck right here real quickly before we're done. I'm almost done here. I know this is a longer one. I'm going to ask. Okay. Oops. That was a terrible shuffle. This little deck is called True Intentions. Oh, come on. What is going on? There we go. Okay. This little deck is called True Intentions. Okay. So, first of all, what were the intentions of the police officers who invited Karen Reed and John O'Keefe back to their house for an after party. What was their true intentions that night? What were their true intentions that night with Officer John O'Keefe and Karen Reed? Okay, we got vent. It says, I have to get this off my chest. Somebody had a complaint or an issue to address. Imposter. I'm not who you think I am. Was that what they were trying to vent? Oops, what's that? Bad news. Unfortunately, I have some news to share. Would that be the phone calls that were being made that they dialed each other in bed? Okay, I'm gonna pull out of this one more time. What were the true intentions of the people? For me, vent. I have to get this off my chest. There was some kind of a conflict there was something, a confrontation of some kind. I'm not who you think I am, and I have some bad news for you. What? Okay. Check in. I want to catch up and make sure everything is going well. I wonder if that is them communicating the phone calls I just said. So, unfortunately, I have some bad news to share. Being phone calls and then checking in. Oh boy, I'm gonna ask for one more. What were Karen Reed's intentions the night that she went out with Officer John O'Keefe? And what was her intentions that night? What were her intentions? Ha ha ha. Support. I'm here to support and elevate you. Thank you, Spirit. You guys, she's being set up. This woman is being framed by a bunch of police officers. Can you imagine how freaking scary that must be? I'm going to ask what her real true feelings for Officer John O'Keefe were. Okay? Oops. Okay. So this one is basically talks about your true feelings. What you actually feel in your heart of hearts is what this one is. Okay, so this is the truth about how she felt about Officer John O'Keefe. Now, Karen Reed, the truth about how Karen Reed felt about Mr. O'Keefe. How did she feel about him? Wow. Crazy. Okay. Addiction. She may have felt he had a drinking problem or some kind of a problem with addiction. It says, I don't have room for you in my life right now because so much of my energy is focused on the wrong things. Victim. I can't save you or fix all of your problems. Oh boy. Baggage. Are you truly healed enough for me to walk into your life today? And growth. Don't feel like you have to be perfect for me. You've already done a lot of self-work, and our relationship will be an opportunity to grow together. So it feels like there may have been some substance issues. Addiction can be many things. It doesn't have to be drugs or alcohol. Addiction can be many, many things. So maybe there was some kind of addiction. It could be gambling, could be an eating disorder, could be drugs, alcohol, video games. And there's so many things that you can be addicted to and have and throw things off in an imbalance. You can even be addicted to being narcissistic, being a narcissist. Yeah. Okay. So her true feelings about him, she was dealing with maybe some feelings towards him with addiction. Maybe she herself has some kind of an addiction. I don't know. But, you know, they were drinking. I want to say this is alcohol. I do. I want to say that that alcohol may have caused a problem in their relationship. Alcohol may have been a contributing factor to any kind of issues that they had. Then we've got victim. So she felt like a victim to this guy at times. I can't save you or fix all of your problems for you. So she may have felt like she was being taken for granted or taken advantage of. I do feel that in the energy. I think that she felt like she was being taken advantage of because she was counted on to take care of these children a lot, and then she was criticized and scrutinized for how she did it. Okay, and she did have the best intentions. So it's like she was trying to be helpful and to do the right thing, and being, you know, kind of chastised for her choices rather than thanked is the energy I feel. Baggage, that's the children, that's the kids that come with him. So that, but the last card is growth. So although she was feeling all these things, she still felt like there was room for growth in their relationship. She didn't have no intentions of ending this man's life. I don't believe she's guilty. I think that these people have set her up and have built an entire story and concocted an entire story. I don't know exactly why. I don't know. I have no idea. But I think that there was some kind of an area of contention between these police officers. Somebody did something to someone that where they felt dissed in front of other people, and it may have caused them to embarrassment, but it definitely brought in some deep-seated resentment that was not obvious because the individual kept it to themselves, but they felt it inside. And it's almost like they were looking for an excuse to act on it. And so I think that the catalyst might have had something to do with the niece and the daughter. Somehow that all connects in a way, energetically for me. Okay? Somehow that all connects. What can I know? What's an ending message? What can I know about this police trauma? Trauma. I said, what can I know about these police officers? Trauma. Okay. What can I know about the living police officers? Ancient mystery. That's buried secrets. That's buried secrets. Okay, what else? What else? What can you know about these police officers? Okay, we're done. Truth comes out. Thank you guys so much for watching me read on Miss Karen Reed. Yeah, I do not believe she's guilty. I do believe she's being framed. And I really hope that that doesn't happen. I really hope that she comes out on top of this. But I wish the best for everybody involved. You know, of course, I wish the best for everybody. But I do want the truth out, because I feel I just, there's nothing worse than a corrupt cop, and then compile that with an entire family of them. Can you imagine what they're doing to the citizens of that community working together if they've got this kind of heart set and mindset? You're supposed to be police officers that you can trust. So they're put in places of authority. They're put in places of where they can make major life decisions for people. And if they're untrustworthy to the point where they will concoct and set up a woman for murder, what will they do to the average Joe that they pull over on the side of the street? Yeah. I can't wait for the truth to come out, because I do not think that she's going to go down for this. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you all Friday, 11 a.m. at my live, where I'll be doing readings for you guys again, because I love it. Thank you so much for all your support. You guys, we reached 3,000. I couldn't believe it. I got a notification in my YouTube archives, or whatever you call it, my YouTube, and what is it called? Analytics? What is it called? Oh my gosh, I don't know. I'm not good at all that. All I know is that I got a thing saying that I reached 3,000 subscribers, and I made a little video about it for you guys. So anyways, oh, the last thing I wanted to say. Of course, I'm not going to leave this video without telling you what I wanted to tell you at the end. So last night, my husband took me out to a movie. We had date night. The movie we went to go see was called Tarot. awesome movie, you guys. If anyone out there likes tarot and you're iffy about whether it's good or bad or it's evil or it's not, don't go watch that movie because it'll definitely make you think it's bad. But it's just like, have you ever seen Final Destination, where they get like a premonition vision of some horrible catastrophe happening before it happens? So they pull all their friends out so they don't end up dying in the catastrophe, but then death comes and chases them all down one by one, right? Okay, well, it's kind of the same. It's just the readings that they received through these tarot cards started to like come true. Okay, so, but really good movie. You got to see it if you like scary movies. Yeah, go see tarot because it was pretty awesome. Okay, thank you so much for watching me. Sending you all love, light, and gratitude. Blessed be. Hey guys, thought the video was over, didn't ya? Well, not quite. What you're seeing here is the beautiful Pacific Ocean. This is the beach of Ocean Shores, Washington, where we spent our Mother's Day last year. Thought I would share this beautiful sunset while I explain. So the following video is a attempted spirit communication session with Officer John O'Keefe and his guides. I did this session using both the necrometer and the necrophonic. Now I did have to screen record the necrophonic portion of this, so you can't hear me asking the questions, but you can, basically all I asked was if I could speak to Officer John O'Keefe and if he could tell me what happened to him. All right, here you go.
Upside down. You wheel and skull. Igniter. Lady Yori. Yurt Oilinger. Don't. Piatra Fuku. Kraton. Geosens. Kehan Dufect. Oro. Ochoxtratok. Ale. Ati Wenki. Meat Henemy. Lux Aimter. Hakudek. Oak Terraflell. Close.
So